Enoch's life in Genesis 5:21-24 teaches that, in a world where most people ignore or violate God's ways, a person can still live in close fellowship with God, and that kind of walk deeply pleases Him. What Genesis 5:21-24 shows, Genesis 5 records a long list of people who lived, had children, and died, but Enoch stands out because the pattern is interrupted. Instead of "and he died," the text twice says that Enoch walked with God. This walk language points to ongoing daily fellowship with God, not just occasional religious moments, and it marks Enoch as different from the surrounding culture. Enoch's departure is also unique. He was not, for God took him, meaning God brought him into His presence without a normal death, similar only to Elijah later in Scripture. Hebrews 11 connects this with faith, explaining that Enoch pleased God because he believed that God exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him. Walking with God amid corruption, Enoch did not live in a neutral environment. He lived as the generations after Adam were becoming increasingly ungodly, leading eventually to the flood in Noah's day. Yet instead of blending in, he lived an antithetical life, saying yes to God's will and no to the sins and values of the people around him. This meant he chose his companions, priorities, and lifestyle based on God's character rather than social pressure, walking by faith and warning others about coming judgment, as Jude later notes. His walk shows that closeness to God is possible even when the majority moves in the opposite direction. What does it mean to walk with God? To walk with God is to live as God's friend and covenant partner, in agreement with His character and will. It includes trusting Him, obeying His word, and seeking His presence so consistently that His guidance and nearness shape everyday decisions, not just religious activities. This walk is active and moral. It involves choosing God's path over the broad, popular way of compromise and refusing to enter into a lose-lose partnership with those who draw you into evil. It is also relational and joyful, knowing God, enjoying His fellowship, and finding your deepest comfort and security in belonging to Him. Principle #9: Biblical Values in a Godless World. Gene Getz's Genesis, Principle #9, summarizes Enoch's example this way. Even though many people around us violate biblical values, we are to walk with God. The point is that God's people are called to measure life by God's standards, not by what is normal or accepted in their culture. That means resisting the temptation to conform for comfort or safety, and instead choosing daily practices, prayer, scripture, obedience, fellowship, that keep the heart aligned with God. Like Enoch, believers are invited to live so closely with God that their entire life becomes a testimony that fellowship with Him is real, rewarding, and possible in any generation.